Hello everyone, it's time to enjoy some interesting Reddit stories. Let's get into it. Story 1. Am I the a-hole for refusing to talk to my fiancée after she secretly replaced my wedding dress with a cheap copy to save her money? I'm 27 male and my fiancée is 27 female. We're getting married in February. In our culture, the groom buys the bride's wedding dress, called a lehenga, and the bride buys the groom's wedding dress, called a Sherwani. To keep things fair, we agreed on a price range for each dress in advance. We are both a little sentimental about wedding clothes, so we decided to go for high-end options. We chose a popular wedding attire brand and did all the shopping together. She picked her lehenga, and I found a marvelous Sherwani. My choice was slightly more expensive than hers, but still within the agreed price range. Both of us finalized our choices with the understanding that the clothes would be customized according to our body measurements before we brought them home. She was supposed to pick up my Sherwani once it was ready and send it to my home about a month before the wedding. I did the same for her. 2 days ago, I received my Sherwani from her. My whole family was excited, and we tried it on several times. That's when I realized something was wrong. Although it looked very similar, it was not the dress I had picked. The quality was below standard, and the stitching and finishing were nowhere near what I had seen in the showroom. There was no brand tag behind the collar. At first, I thought the seller had made a mistake, but I contacted my fiancée first, explained everything, and told her I was planning to confront the seller. She tried to convince me that it was the same dress and that she had checked it before sending it. She got restless when I insisted on going to the showroom. Eventually, she confessed that it indeed was not the same dress. It was not the seller's mistake. She had picked a cheaper copy and sent it to me. Her reasoning, even though we had set the same price range, she presumed my Sherwani would be less expensive than her lehenga because, in her view, women's clothes are usually heavier and fancier. She thought my dress was good, but not worth that price. I asked her why she hadn't shared her views before making the purchase. She didn't have a solid answer. For clarity, we both earn decent incomes, and the price range was mutually agreed upon. She frequently spends on what I consider expensive makeup products. I picked up the dress and went to her home. I showed her how different it was from the original and explained how disrespectful, heartbreaking, and trust-breaking it is to secretly change your partner's wedding dress just to save money. I saw no reason for her actions other than being stingy. I was extremely disappointed. I left the dress at her place and came back home. We haven't had any contact since. I believe she is very much in the wrong, so she should reach out to me. My family was initially hurt by the situation, but now they're saying not to overreact because the wedding is coming up. I'm still taking my stand. Comments. Commenter 1. Lying about money is never a great start to a marriage, nor is it good that she seems to think she deserves nice things, but you don't. You need to think carefully about whether you can trust her. Commenter 2. Not the a-hole. You have some hard decisions to make on whether this is someone you want to marry. Commenter 3. Exactly. Wedding clothes are significant in your culture. You chose together to make each other happy, and she went behind your back to save a few dollars. This needed to be discussed first. Consider whether this is how she will handle marriage. Communication is key. Personal commentary. This story shows how a seemingly small act can reveal deeper issues of trust and communication. Secretly changing a partner's wedding dress might seem minor to some, but it's a huge breach in a relationship built on shared decisions. It's good that he's taking a stand and prioritizing honesty before marriage.
Story 2. Am I the a-hole for making my daughter's boyfriend buy a new t-shirt? On December 23rd, my daughter's boyfriend, both 19 years old, came over for dinner since he was leaving town for Christmas with his family. He rang the bell and I answered the door. When he removed his jacket, I saw the shirt he was wearing. It read, "It's not going to suck itself." I asked him if he had any money. He said no and asked why. I told him the shirt showed a complete lack of respect for both my daughter and my wife. I quietly pulled two $20 bills from my wallet, ushered him back outside toward the Walmart 3 miles away, and told him to buy a more respectful shirt and come back wearing it. This entire exchange happened privately, without an audience. He returned 15 minutes later wearing a nice polo shirt. We had a pleasant dinner and nothing was mentioned that night. The next day, my daughter told my wife and me that what I did humiliated him. There was no yelling and no breakup talk. My wife said I could have handled it differently. So, Reddit, was I wrong for handling it this way? And if so, how could I have handled it better? Edit. I am 57 and a long-haul truck driver, so I have had my share of bad moments. Many of us remember the stupid things we did as teens and young adults. The moments that stuck with me were not the ones filled with anger, but the ones where someone responded with quiet kindness and gave me a chance to correct myself. I hope the situation becomes one of those moments for him. Update 1. After reading the comments and listening to different perspectives, I sat my daughter down and asked exactly what her boyfriend had said. This changed my opinion of him. He had not told her what the shirt said, but did accurately relay what I said to him. He did not use the word humiliated. That was my daughter's interpretation. Her rush to defend him came from the examples my wife and I set. She noticed how we defend each other and keep disagreements private. She planned to talk to him again when he returned to follow up on why he thought the shirt was appropriate for a family setting. Update 2. My daughter called him about an hour ago and the conversation was informative. She asked why he had not told her what the shirt actually said when they first spoke. His reply was telling, because it was embarrassing. Then she asked why he wore it in the first place, and he admitted the shirt was a gift from his older brother who dared him to wear it and called him a coward when he objected. Typical sibling nonsense. She told him none of this was okay and that she really liked him because he had always been kind to her. She said she was not breaking up with him, but certain steps had to be taken. First, he needed to explain the entire situation to his parents. Second, he needed to come to our home in person, bring the money for the shirt, and in her words, put in a full apology session that included explaining the dare. If everything was handled properly, they could discuss moving forward. After the call, she spoke to my wife and me and admitted that she had forgotten her worth. She said that I had never gone out of my way to embarrass her mother and had always been respectful, so she refused to settle for less. That made me proud. Update 3. This will make those of you following this saga laugh. I received a call from the boyfriend's parents this evening. First, they were mortified and extremely apologetic. Second, and this is the best part, they are on Reddit and actually commented on my post in support of how I handled the situation. They told me they love my daughter, that we raised her right, and that they did not raise their sons to show this level of disrespect to anyone, especially a girlfriend. Apparently, the boyfriend was following up on one of my daughter's conditions and went to talk to his parents. As the story unfolded, his mom grabbed her phone, opened Reddit, and yelled, "Is this about fucking you?" To quote his dad, as our son read the first half paragraph, he died a little inside. They will be coming to dinner tomorrow evening with their son. More updates to come. Update 4. Dinner was very pleasant. Let me say that his parents are great people. The boyfriend showed up with red roses for my daughter and yellow roses for my wife. He offered what I thought was a very sincere apology, along with a card containing the entire $40, even though he had already given me the change and receipt on the original night. I cooked dinner to give my wife a break. I made an Indian dish called butter chicken with basmati rice. Neither of them had eaten curry before, but they loved it. As it turns out, the older brother is the family athlete, junior varsity soccer, and a sports scholarship for soccer. The little brother is the exact opposite, artistic, genuinely talented, sensitive, and quiet. He felt like he never measured up to his big brother and worked hard to gain his respect. The older brother took full advantage of this and exploited him for laughs. Near the end of dinner, my daughter said, "I think I'll keep him around for a little longer. Are you guys okay with that?" We are good with that for now. His mom deserves credit for thinking outside the box. As punishment, she went into the older brother's drawers and closet, removed every shirt he owned, and bought him 8 very bright pink t-shirts that he will wear until he understands how damaging it is to exploit anyone. His access to cash has also been cut off until the lesson is learned. All in all, it was a successful night with new friends. I hope this update was what you were hoping for. Update 5.
Just to give you some information, the older brother has been much better lately and actually enjoys the pink shirts. Apparently, his girlfriend likes them and he has even gotten a few compliments. My lovely daughter is more than ready to return for her spring semester. Her boyfriend has been around the house more and has been very respectful. The two of them read the comments here and my daughter teases him about it. I know they're technically adults, but my wife and I insist on the door being open in any room they occupy together. Nothing is derailing her education. Both her and her older brother are amazing scholars, and we are immensely proud of them. My wife is a teacher with 30 years of experience, and I am a truck driver of 25 years, but I am also educated with a degree in clinical psychology. Anyway, I'm rambling. Take care. Comments. Commenter 1. You handled it very classily and even gave him the opportunity to fix it instead of just sending him home, not the a-hole. Commenter 2. And you paid for the new shirt. Commenter 3. He probably spent $15, so he is up $25 too. Personal commentary. This story is a great example of setting firm boundaries without public shaming or cruelty. The father addressed disrespect calmly, privately, and with a clear path to redemption. Sometimes the most effective lessons come from quiet accountability rather than loud confrontation.
Story 3. I've been married for a month, and my husband is having an affair with my sister. I have been in complete shock since I found out. We had only been married for a month. My husband has been having an affair with my sister since before we even got engaged back in November. My sister is 8 months pregnant. Her husband was the one who discovered the affair, and he is divorcing her. On the advice of his aunt, who is a solicitor, he had to get a test done to make sure their 1.5-year-old son was actually his child. My sister does not yet know whether her husband or my husband is the father of the baby she is carrying. I will be seeking a divorce, even though my husband wants us to go to counseling and remain married. I am an advocate, also known as a barrister, so I will not have any trouble finding a solicitor. The law only considers adultery in terms of why the marriage broke down, not how assets are divided or settled. At least I will not have to pay him financial support since we were only married for a month before I moved out of our flat. I will never speak to my sister again, no matter how much she begs me to forgive her. I will not stay married to my husband, no matter how much he begs me to stay. I do not believe either of them when they say they are sorry, not even a little. Comments. Commenter 1. I am so sorry for their betrayal. I would never speak to her again either. Commenter 2. Since you were only married for a month, is annulment an option? I am so sorry for what you are going through. Your sister and your husband are both trash. Commenter 3. They are only sorry they got caught. This is one of the worst ways to be cheated on. You are better than both of them. I hope the baby is your husband's so you and your former brother-in-law do not have to stay tied to these people forever. Update. People who say you should just get over it when someone cheats have no idea what it's like. Last June, I, a 37-year-old woman, found out that my husband, age 39, was having an affair with my sister, who is 27. I had been married for 1 month. The affair began before I was even engaged. My sister's husband was the one who found out first. At the time, my sister was about 8 months pregnant with a baby girl. It turned out that my ex-husband is the father. Apparently, he was furious when he found out because he never wanted children. My ex-husband and I met through an online dating group specifically for people who do not want children or do not want to date people who already have children from previous relationships. Both my ex-husband and my sister begged me to forgive them. My sister said she could not help that she had fallen in love with him. My ex-husband said he could not be blamed for what happened. I could not believe they thought what they did could be forgiven and forgotten. My ex-husband did not want a divorce, and neither did my sister from her husband. I am now divorced.
Because I am an advocate, I already knew the best solicitors who could represent me. Since I was only married for a month before seeking divorce and moving out, I did not have to pay my ex-husband maintenance, and the divorce was completed quickly. It has been very different for my sister and my former brother-in-law. They were married longer, they own property, and they have a son together who was 17 months old when the affair was discovered. My sister may end up paying spousal and child maintenance since she earns more than her husband. Their divorce is still ongoing. I have not spoken to my former brother-in-law since I left my ex-husband, but I feel deeply sorry for him. He was devastated by the affair and by learning the baby was not his. He did not deserve any of this. People who say you should just get over cheating have no idea. I have never felt pain like this before. It was not just emotional, it was physical. I am still heartbroken. I had no idea anything could hurt this much. I'm starting counseling, but it doesn't feel like enough. I have not seen or spoken to my ex-husband since moving out. All communication during the divorce went through solicitors. He is dead to me. So is my sister. I have not seen or spoken to her since shortly after leaving my ex-husband, and I never want to see her again. I am fortunate that my parents, my other sister, and most of my family support me and have disowned my traitor sister. Anyone who tells me I should forgive her or chooses her over me is removed from my life with no second chance. I do not want to hear anything about either of them ever again. According to my ex-husband's solicitor, my ex-husband and sister plan to marry once her divorce is finalized. I have not heard anything about them since. I try not to think about them at all. They were two of the people I loved most in the world, and they destroyed me. Anyone who says I should forgive and forget has no idea what this feels like. Update comments. Commenter 1. Thank you for the update. You and your former brother-in-law are making the best decisions possible. Protect your peace and your mental health. Commenter 2. Since your sister is marrying your ex-husband only because she has no one else left, that relationship is going to be toxic and full of resentment. Commenter 3. I am so sorry. The betrayal from your own sister is unimaginable. Commenter 4. Do something special for yourself. They might stay together, but they will never trust each other. That misery is the consequence of their choices. Personal commentary. This is one of the deepest betrayals imaginable, not just from a spouse, but from family. Healing from something like this doesn't come with timelines or neat endings, and no one gets to dictate forgiveness. Sometimes the strongest choice is protecting your peace and walking away forever.
Story 4. Am I the asshole for ending my marriage without therapy less than a month before Christmas because I'm tired of being treated like a monster for believing my stepdaughter needs therapy? I hope my title made some sense, but if not, I will try to explain. 8 years ago, I, a 33-year-old woman now, met a young widower who is 35 now and had a 6-year-old daughter who is 14 now. He and his late wife had technically been separated at the time of her death, so he felt ready to move on. However, I believed his daughter needed help. A few times before we got married, I said as much, and I was told she was just more reserved by nature and would come around to me in time. This was not just my husband saying this. His entire family said the same thing. They told me the proof was that she was not being blatantly rude or disrespectful and was not throwing tantrums or acting out. I tried to build a good relationship with my stepdaughter, but the more time passed, the less it seemed likely or even possible. She was not openly angry, but she would not open up to me or willingly spend any one-on-one time with me. She did spend one-on-one time with her dad, but at a certain point, when he and I had our first child, that changed too. Once I became pregnant with our first child, her behavior changed. She started getting angry, cursing at me, and yelling at her dad for having another baby. She told him he betrayed her mom and said she was not going to accept our child as a sibling or accept him being a dad to someone else's baby. After I gave birth, my husband told me he put my stepdaughter in therapy and said he realized help was needed. But when I was pregnant with our second child, I found out this was not really true. Instead, he had taken her to classes meant to prepare kids to be older siblings and get them excited for a younger sibling. This went on for months before I realized it, and he argued that it counted as a form of therapy. I started speaking up more about my stepdaughter needing actual therapy, and that was when my husband and his family started acting like I was some kind of monster. They asked why I kept trying to force the issue and why I could not just accept her the way she was. During all of this, I never left her alone around the kids. She was also moving and hiding things whenever she was home. She hid baby bottles, my phone charger, diapers, my phone, food, and many other things. She would openly say in front of the whole family that she hated the kids and wished they had never been born. Yet they acted shocked when I said she needed therapy. They claimed I was saying something was wrong with her or that she was a monster. I told my husband that real therapy was necessary or I would be done. He told me I needed to trust him because he was her parent and knew her better than I did. Thanksgiving was my final straw. She told several of her cousins that she was going to break all her siblings' toys and make sure they were completely messed up by Christmas because she hated them and wanted them to suffer. I was not the only one who heard this. I said again that this was exactly why therapy was needed, because she was bragging about wanting to emotionally harm her siblings. Once again, I was labeled the monster. Even my husband refused to accept that she needed help. I was exhausted from being treated like a villain for believing my stepdaughter needed therapy, and honestly, a lot of therapy at this point. That night, I slept on the couch. The next morning, I told my husband I was done. I waited until the next day to leave because I had asked my parents if the kids and I could stay with them, and they did not get back to me until very late. My husband did not expect me to say it was over, but I told him it was, and I explained why. I have already filed for divorce, and to my soon-to-be ex-husband and his parents, that is the worst thing I could have done. They keep focusing on the fact that I'm leaving before Christmas and that we never even tried therapy together as a couple. Christmas and not going to therapy with my husband are the main points they keep throwing at me, but I will not go with him after everything. He already lied to me once. He and his family keep calling me a monster, and his daughter is excited about terrorizing our children, which he has zero issue with. So, am I the asshole? Comments. Commenter 1. So, you guys needed to try therapy, but your stepdaughter did not? Make that make sense. Commenter 2. It is all about optics and minimizing scandal. No therapy and pretending there are no problems is best in their opinion, but apparently therapy is worse than a public divorce. Commenter 3. It is all about optics and minimizing scandal. No therapy and pretending there are no problems is best in their opinion, but therapy is way better than a public divorce. I'm old and can't keep up, but how are we in 2025 and this is still a thing? If the people around you care more about appearances than the actual situation, just know they'll drop you the moment you become inconvenient to them. Personal commentary. This story is terrifying because the issue was never therapy, it was denial. Protecting children should always come before protecting appearances, especially when warning signs are this extreme. Sometimes walking away isn't selfish, it's survival. Thanks for watching to the end. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss new Reddit stories.